5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Start. In an age where information travels faster than ever before, the role of the media has become increasingly powerful and influential. The media serves as a cornerstone of democracy, playing an essential role in informing the public, shaping opinions, and holding those in power accountable. However, this immense power also comes with significant responsibility. When used irresponsibly, media platforms can mislead, incite, or cause harm to individuals and societies. For these reasons, it is essential that there be some form of liability on media to ensure that truth, fairness, and ethical standards are upheld. Modern media encompasses a wide range of platforms, including television, radio, newspapers, websites, blogs, and social media. These channels collectively influence millions of people daily. Public perception of events, people, and policies is often shaped more by media portrayal than by first-hand experience or direct evidence. This immense power makes media not only a conveyor of information but also a key driver of social and political discourse. However, with power comes the risk of abuse. Sensationalism, misinformation, and biased reporting can distort public understanding and polarize societies. Without checks and accountability, media outlets may prioritize profit, ratings, or political agendas over truth and responsibility. This is where liability becomes necessary, not to suppress freedom of expression, but to protect society from the consequences of negligent or malicious reporting. One of the most pressing issues in modern media is the spread of misinformation. False reports can spread rapidly, especially through digital and social media. Once misinformation takes hold, it can be difficult to correct, and its effects may be long-lasting or even irreversible. Inaccurate medical advice, for instance, can endanger public health, while fabricated political stories can influence elections or incite unrest. Moreover, individuals can suffer deeply when they become targets of inaccurate or defamatory media coverage. Reputations can be damaged beyond repair, careers can be lost, and emotional trauma can be inflicted, all without due process or recourse. In some cases, the harm may not even result from outright lies, but from misleading implications, selective reporting, or the omission of context. In addition to harming individuals, irresponsible media can exacerbate societal tensions. By focusing disproportionately on certain narratives, media can reinforce stereotypes, marginalize communities, or deepen divisions. Without accountability, such practices can continue unchecked, eroding trust in institutions and weakening the social fabric. Liability does not mean censorship. A free press is vital to any democratic society, and the right to report, criticize, and investigate must be protected. However, freedom of the press should not be interpreted as a license to act without regard for accuracy, fairness, or the public interest. Just as doctors, engineers, and lawyers are held to standards due to the potential impact of their work, so too should media professionals be expected to adhere to ethical and legal standards. Accountability mechanisms can take various forms. Legal liability for defamation, for example, is one established method to protect individuals from false and damaging statements. Regulatory bodies or independent media councils can serve as oversight mechanisms, ensuring that journalistic standards are maintained. Internal editorial policies, fact-checking departments, and professional ethics codes also play a role in fostering responsible journalism. Importantly, these mechanisms should be designed not to restrict legitimate reporting, but to promote accuracy, transparency, and fairness. They should aim to correct errors, provide remedies for those harmed, and incentivize responsible behavior within media institutions. One of the key challenges in imposing liability on media is striking the right balance between freedom and responsibility. Too much restriction can stifle investigative journalism, silence dissent, or lead to government overreach. On the other hand, too little oversight can allow media to act recklessly, driven by sensationalism, bias, or commercial interests. This balance can be achieved by distinguishing between good faith errors and deliberate or negligent misinformation. Media outlets should not be penalized for honest mistakes made during the course of responsible reporting, especially when they promptly correct those mistakes. However, when outlets act with disregard for the truth, or with clear intent to deceive or harm, then liability becomes appropriate. Transparency can also play a role in fostering trust and accountability. Media organizations that openly share their sources, disclose conflicts of interest, and correct their errors earn greater credibility. Public trust in the media is essential for a functioning democracy, and accountability is a key part of building and maintaining that trust. While institutions play a central role in enforcing accountability, the public also has a responsibility to critically engage with the media. Media literacy, understanding how media is produced, identifying bias, and verifying sources, is crucial in an environment saturated with information. When the public demands higher standards, media organizations are more likely to respond with greater responsibility. Social media platforms, in particular, have blurred the lines between journalism and opinion, between verified news and unverified claims. In this new landscape, individual users often act as both consumers and distributors of information. While platforms themselves bear some responsibility for the content they host, individual users must also exercise discernment and caution when sharing or reacting to information. The media holds extraordinary power to inform, influence, and impact society. With this power comes the need for responsibility, ethics, and accountability. While the right to free expression must be protected, it should not come at the expense of truth, integrity, or public well-being. By implementing fair and balanced mechanisms of liability, societies can uphold the vital role of the media while protecting against its potential harms. In a world where the line between truth and falsehood can often be thin and blurred, ensuring some liability on the media is not just necessary, it is essential. Responsible media strengthens democracy, empowers citizens, and fosters trust. Irresponsible media, on the other hand, erodes these very foundations. It is in the collective interest of society to ensure that the media remains not only free, but fair, accurate, and accountable. Only through accountability can the media truly fulfill its role as a pillar of truth and a guardian of public interest. Stop.